Hey, what's going on? Let me get some lights on. Oh, it's kind of dark. Geez, that's better. Anyway, what's going on to all you ICers and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I got a beard, look a little different. But thanks for tuning in to today's video. Today we're gonna be discussing vans. Um, when you get started, what type of van you may need, or what kind of vehicle you may need, or you may be thinking about the differences in the vans. I'm just gonna break down the differences between some vans and some little box trucks. Just basically the ones that I've driven in the past, or I've rented, or I borrowed from friends of mine. Because I have a lot of friends that do this type of work, and they have different types of vans. So I was able to be in different types and get a handle, a feeling for all of them. But when you get starting off, you gotta try to find yourself a van, obviously, or a box truck, or whatever you're gonna use to do the job. As far as cargo vans, I mean, if you're gonna, it depends. After you search and you kind of know what kind of work you're gonna do, if you want to do long distance or if you want to do local, 200-mile radius from your house, not too crazy, and also on your budget. I always go, get something used. If you're gonna get into this business, get something used, something you can afford. Don't go crazy spending thousands and thousands of dollars or going out financing a van, because you might not like the work, or you might not be able to get enough work to keep yourself busy and pay for that vehicle and maintain it. So I always recommend get something small, not something small, but something basic, something you can afford. Shop around, on Craigslist, Marketplace, on the Facebook Marketplace. There's tons of vans on there. I actually bought a couple vehicles on that, and sold some also. It's a marketplace. This face YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Craigslist, the marketplace. Keep your eye out when you're driving around any vans that are for sale. But yeah, I always recommend get something you can afford, something in good condition. All vans, all cargo vans are usually gonna have high mileage. Doesn't matter if you buy them from a dealership; they're all gonna have over 100,000 miles. So I'd rather buy a van from a person from an owner, like a previous owner, versus going to the dealership. Because they're gonna jack up the prices $3,000-4,000. For instance, you can get like a 2006 Ford E250. They may want 69 for that at the dealership. You can get that same exact van, same miles, sometimes even lower miles, from a private seller who's had the van since it's new, for $3,500, $4,000. Sometimes even cheaper. And sometimes they still run in good conditions. These vans go for a long time. Like I had my first van that I bought. I paid $1,100 for it. It was a 2000. I bought this back in 2008. It was a 2000. I paid $1,100. It needed a back window, because the guy did carpet and he broke the window and he put a piece of like tin metal over it. So I put the window in. I paid $40 for it at the scrapyard. I put the window in. I cleaned it up, and it ran. It ran. It was a perfectly running van. I had that van, and it had about 100,000 miles when I got the van. And after using it probably 7 years, it had 360,000 miles on it. It was still running. It had a couple of issues with the engine. It was up there. So, I had to put it down. I didn't want it. I was attached to that van like crazy, because we went through a lot. Me and that van went everywhere. I made tons of money in that van. But yeah, it had 350,000 miles on it. The one that I have right now is a 2004 E250, and I bought it at an auction. A friend of mine bought it for me at an auction, and I paid $1,900 for it. Well, $1,600, but I gave him $300 on top of that, because I had to throw him some money too, because he did the favor and bought it for me at the auction. Like I said, yeah, that one has 200,000. That one I bought with 200,000 miles on it, and it's got about 257,000 miles on it, and it still runs good. I use it every night. I keep up with the maintenance, and it runs good. But yeah, you gotta shop around for for something that you can afford. Don't go spending thousands of dollars because you may not like the business. You may not like the hustle and all that. So you may just get something you can afford to start off with. Once you get going and you like the business and you want to upgrade for something maybe bigger, taller, longer, wider, you can go ahead and do that. But I always recommend go something you can afford. Because if you look at the guys that do this business, they be in some hootie vans. The guys that they work with me at night, those guys got vans all rusted out, big dents in them. I've seen like really bad Frankenstein looking vans out there. But yeah, just get something you guys can afford, and you can go from that. They got all types of vans now. They got the Fords, they got the Chevys. Then they got some newer ones. They got the Nissans, MVs with those long fronts. Those are kind of weird when you drive because they got that long front. You can get that in the high top. You can get that in the low top. A lot of newer vans you can get in the high top, which is good because you can stand up in them. Like right now, like when I load my van, I got the standard Ford van, and that thing's a hassle loading it. You gotta crunch down, load the boxes, and plus I'm at a dock, so dock's this high, and my van's like this low, so I gotta jump down in my van, load my van, jump back onto the dock, back off the dock in my van, load. And it's a hassle. I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm gonna try to get me something higher that I can stand up in. It'll be easier for me to get off on and off the dock, and I can stand up and I don't have to crunching down, trying to organize a box. I can just stand up in it, walk around. I'm only 5'6", so I can get a load. Those new Fords and the low tops. The medium top Ford I can stand up in. I can stand up in the low ProMaster. I can stand up in. My head just basically grazes the top of the van. But like those vans are newer. Those vans cost a pretty penny. I would recommend then getting one of those right now. I recommend you get your feet wet. Learn the business. Like it, and then if you want to pull the trigger or something like that, I think I'm gonna go and get you one of those. I'm debating between the ProMaster and the Ford. They're both new models, and they've had a lot of recalls on both of them. One's front wheel drive, the Dodge. This one here, it's front wheel drive. It comes in the low top and then the high top. But they've had a lot of recalls because I rented those vans before from Enterprise, and one day I went to go rent one, and they were all recalled because of transmission issues. So I have to look into that. But the good thing about that, it's got the width. It's got the width, and it's got the height, and it's nice and square, so you can stack up stuff, along the sides. All these older vans like the Ford and Chevys, the back of it is kind of it's kind of rounded off, but the ProMaster is nice and square box, so it's good to stack stuff in it. You can stand up. It's got the big doors. It's got the low step, and then they got the Dodge. I mean, not the Dodge. The Ford Transit. It comes in a low top, like this one. It also comes in a medium top, like this, and it also comes in a high top, which is taller than the medium. Those are pretty good. But also those are all new models. They just came out. You gotta watch out for them. They have some recalls on them, so you gotta do the homework and know what you're gonna get. But those things are a lot more comfortable to drive in. I've driven both. They awesome to drive in. They got a nice cockpit. They're high. The best thing for me is you could walk around, but you can put pallets inside of them. You can slide 2 pallets in both of them. I think the Ford Transit comes longer, and so does the ProMaster. They come longer. The extended bodies, and I think you can get like 3 pallets in the long one. But I know in the short one you can definitely put a standard, I think 40 by 48 pallet, whatever size it is, a standard pallet. You could put 2 pallets in it. And then you can load on the ProMaster. You can load the pallet through the side door or through the back, but definitely you can get a lot more load in it, and it's just convenient, man. You can stand up and it's like the hunching down. If you gotta load your van and you put a lot of stuff in your van, like tons of boxes, it's tough. You know, you gotta be on your knees or you gotta load it. Like I just got home, I just did the wheelchair job. The wheelchair job is easy. I just push the chairs into the van. They have a dock. The van is van high, which is great. I just put the chairs in and slide them out. But at night when I'm doing these auto part runs, you know, like look at the picture here. You know, I gotta go in there and load and unload and load and unload, so it's kind of a hassle. But you know, but if you guys can get started, you know, I just get something you can afford. Don't go crazy because you may want to upgrade. You know, once you, I know what, I need something bigger, longer, wider, taller, and then you gotta upgrade. But once you know what kind of work you're gonna do, then you can go pull that trigger and get something, you know, ball out, get something nice. But in meantime, you can leave your feet wet. You know, I recommend get something used. You know, I like the Ford versus the Chevys. You know, that's my preference. You know, just go out there, and also something out there you can get like the Chevys and the Ford. They come in these 10-foot boxes, and they also have 12-foot boxes. They're like this. That's the 10-foot, and this one here is a 12-foot. Those are basically a vans. They are single axle. They're like vans. You can put pallets in them. I've owned a 10-foot in the past. It was a mid-90s, man. I love that little truck. I love that little truck. But you know, the engine went and it had a lot of rot. So you know, I had to get rid of it. But those are actually really good when you want to put pallets in them. You know, you can stand up, you can load it, you can do auto parts, you can do big items, big fenders, and you know, you can do hoods. You know, you can put all that stuff in it. It's more convenient. You know, you have bigger space, and it's all compacted into that cargo van chassis. So it's the same thing as a cargo van, same thing as driving a cargo van, but you just got the little box. It's not even wider. It's not even wide. It's just, you know, it's taller and maybe a little bit longer. It's longer, and you got the convenience of loading it. You know, it's that little 10-foot box truck. That's something that's good to get. You know, it's single axle. So in some states, I know in my state, I don't have to register that commercial. I can do that regular plate because it's a single axle. But that's something good that I always recommend people to get. It's that little box truck. You know, they're tough to find. You can buy them from U-Haul, used with like 100,000 miles. They run between $6,000 and $10,000. You can get them used. Like I bought one recently. It's right here. I bought that for $500 a few months ago, like over the summer. But it was just too much headache, and some guy I know offered me, you know, $1,500 because he got T-boned and they ruined his box, so he gets one in my box. So I sold him the truck for $1,500, but I bought it for $500. But the engine was just too bad, and also I bought it up from New Hampshire, and it had too much rot. But I bought it, you know, it looked good, but I had to unload it for $1,500. So a friend of mine, who he got kind of T-boned and they ruined his box, so I just sold it to him. So he took the box off and put it on his van, on his truck. But you know, I recommend you get something you guys can afford, something you guys can handle. Don't go all out, get some crazy stuff. You know, just go, like I said, you know, shop around, go on Craigslist. You know, there's tons of stuff on Craigslist. Just watch out for the scammers. And the marketplace on Facebook. The marketplace, you can get tons of stuff on it. They got, you know, you can search, get notifications when vans are available. Like this one here, that's actually in my area. They want six grand for that. You know, you could probably walk away with that with $5,000, maybe $4,800. You know, if the guy is desperate enough. But it's a nice looking little box truck, which is the actually a van box truck, and you know, you can make some pretty good money in that. And it's the same thing as this van. You know, it's not wider. It's the same diagram. You know, the inside, the cockpit's the same. The tires, the tranny is the same as a cargo van. It's just they just cut it and they put a box on it, and you know, and you get more load in there. But anyway, let me cut the video short because it's getting a little long, and so like I said, just watch out what you guys want to get, and just keep your eyes open, and just start slow. Something you guys can afford, Don't put all your apples into one, into one thing. Just take it easy, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe already, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Peace. Bye.